When we say, I don't feel anything, what does that mean? Is it a medical condition or emotional condition? Or is it we are avoiding something? The truth. Let's dive into that. I don't feel anything. That means you have felt so much in depth that it stopped bugging you. Even that is not the definition. What is the definition of I don't feel anything? It means you have felt so much from everywhere all around you that normal things don't bother you because your threshold of things have gone so high that normalities seem nothing to you, not the abnormalities. Normalities seem nothing to you. That is the reason you have to understand feeling or not feeling is not a condition, it is a state of mind. So we have to teach each other or yourself and ourselves that numbness is the effect of the burden that we are carrying on our shoulders. You have to release the burden. Is it the truth that you're avoiding, or is it the feelings that are overwhelming you, that give you the impression that you are numb, you don't feel anything? Let's dive into few of the points. Many people call it numbness when they actually what they're doing is escaping the realities of emotions because they have felt so much, they overburden themselves so much that now they cannot feel anything because they have shut down their brain. It's not themselves, the brain has shut down itself. It cannot cope up with the realities or the burdens of life. That is the reason you have to come up with the normality of life by reversing the process. The next point, if nothing affects you anymore, is that strength or emotional decay? That is a very good point because a lot of people say that, okay, he's very strong or she's very strong, they don't feel anything. So is it your strength or is it an emotional decay taking you towards destruction internally? Because apparently, to the real world, it will look like, okay, this person does not feel anything. What is actually happening? What does that mean? Means you are cutting off yourself from the empathy and sympathy of the human beings. That means you are cutting off yourself from the normalities of human life. So what does that come out to be? Means you cannot cope up with normal people. Yes, some people will say, I don't want to be normal. Even I don't want to be normal. So what happens? You have to cut the crap, but you have to understand where you are crossing the boundary of becoming abnormal yourself. Don't become abnormal yourself in training yourself to be hard. You have to train yourself to be impossible to break, but you have to stay in the limit of your normalities as well so you don't leave the plot of your sanity. The next point, social media and constant stimulation made people incapable of feeling deeply. Why does that happen? Because of social media? Because obviously when it is said that you are what you are surrounded by, show me the people you are surrounded by, I will tell you what kind of a person are you. Same like that, what we are doing is we are surrounded by social media 24/7. And what happens, it is very hard to go into a focus zone. We stay consistently taught by social media. So what happens, we are numb by social media. Why? Because we don't feel anything around us. People around us, they're suffering, they're trying to call for help from us. We don't feel them. We only constantly see the people who are on social media, and that's a false world. That's not the real world. So we go into a decay from our relations, from ourselves even, and we lose everything because we have idealized the social media. Do people say I don't care because they are healed or because they are exhausted? This is a very burnout question because it is the state in which you are burnt out so much that you start saying that I don't care. I've been there because I know that I've been exhausted, that you start feeling like doesn't matter what happens. What's going to happen in the world is going to happen. So I am not bothered now. I've had enough of the bullshit from people. So what happens? I believe it's a state of exhaustion where you say I don't bother. So it is not an emotional decision, it's an emotional flow. It's the depth of emotions that takes you to a level where you make the decision that I don't care. Next part. Is emotional numbness today a survival mechanism or societal disease? Because the society overloaded us information slowly with intentional pacts on our brain. Because what happens in the society, what we are doing is we are listening to social media, hundreds and thousands of views, and they don't comply with our notion of life. For example, if I am in London right now, I will be listening someone from Taiwan, China, Korea, Bangladesh, and that does not resonate with my societal culture. But still, I will try to implicate that there if I'm impressed by that. So, amalgamation of things, social media has made the whole world unipolar, mean bring everything to one place, but it also has distracted the realities of current place realities and notions. Where I stand now, it also distract us from this point of reality as well. So both sides are true for social media. The impact continuous is, I think so, it's overwhelmingly harming. Now, do people avoid feelings because emotions make them look weak? Exactly. Because I believe most of the people, they want to show themselves in a stronger way. They want to be perceived as a person who is strong and strengthful. So what happens? We start acting like a person who is to be feared, because in the real world, most of the realities are people will dodge you, they will eat you, because when they see a vulnerability, they will exploit that. They will exploit your vulnerability and they will try to take use of it. And once you have done that or gone through that process again and again and again, and you've been used or thrived many times, at a time you start deciding that okay, you start giving up yourself, your real self. You give up your real self. You start thinking, I don't have to be the way I am now. I'm going to meet people at their level because they don't deserve sympathy. They don't deserve empathy. The lesson you learn from your life, turn yourself around in an aggressive way because you think your reality or your sympathetic part, your empathetic nature was a weakness. People see that as weakness. That's why they make use of you. So you start leaving them, leaving that part of your nature, and you start accepting the opposite side. That's why, to hide the weakness so that people don't perceive you as weak, you act aggressively. Now, has modern success culture trained people to suppress emotions for productivity? Yes. The modern culture teach you that there should be no empathy, there should be no feelings about your any other uh, counterpart or any other people around you. You have to be numb, you have to be ruthless, you have to be constantly aggressive to achieve something. To some extent it is true, but the definition, in which direction we take it, that's the thing we have to learn. We start thinking aggressive part as a privilege. Obviously, pressure is a privilege. Being aggressive under pressure is not a privilege. Right now, I know I lose lots of my temper when I'm under pressure. Even though I'm right, I know that. But being portraying myself as an aggressive person doesn't mean I am right. So I have to learn to take the part of those lessons and apply on myself in a way that I can present myself in a very positive way without losing the plot. Hopefully that makes sense. So, if someone feels nothing after betrayal or loss, are they healed or broken? I believe that's a emotional shutdown. If if you get betrayed, not once, many times, over and over, then I believe, and strongly and very aggressively, then I think that's an emotional shutdown. There comes a time where people say that no, I'm not going to be bothered, or I'm not going to believe anything. Especially, it's not only about being bothered; it's about we stop believing anything. Even we stop believing the real feelings because we have seen the other side, the dark side of the realities as well. So we stop believing anything and we shut down ourselves and we block all the emotional sides. So we become like a robot. That's the reality. Now, are humans losing real emotions because AI and screens replaced human connection? Yes, we are losing the part of human relations, emotions, because if you go like older generation, millennials, they will still have the feelings of emotions and take part into things where they will understand. And if you go towards the Gen Z side, they will only care about their own emotions. They have emotions more than a normal person, but the thing is they have compiled it to a level where they only think about themselves, and that is the part of the modern era AI, I believe, where because machines don't have emotions, and they are teaching us the way a machine works. So the new generation that is building up is mostly without emotions about others. Everything is about ourselves, about themselves. So why I am saying that with confidence? Because we are in the era of AI, and AI don't have emotions, and where everyone is growing up with AI. AI is teaching us, algorithm is teaching us, not the real humans. Real humans have emotions till now. AI don't. So we are taught by emotionless machines. So expect the result emotionless people. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.